It's finally happening. It is actually finally happening. We have been waiting for this moment since Drake Maye's name was called for the NFL draft. He will be starting under center for the New England Patriots in Week 6, going up against a very tough Houston Texans defense. It took 5 weeks, right, for Jacoby Brissett to kind of do what he needed to do. Really prove that he can't win ball games. And Drake Maye, obviously there is a huge plan in New England for Drake Maye to be the future of the franchise. And there was a reason why Jacoby Brissett was playing. But now the time has come, and I'm very glad about this decision, and I'm going to break it down here for you guys on Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Allie Barefoot, and I have one quick question for you guys because I know every single one of you, over 16,000 subscribers on this channel, have at one point or another said, Allie, should Drake Maye start? So give me your one-word reaction to Ian Rappaport, Adam Schefter, all the NFL analysts who had just announced that Drake Maye will be starting for the Patriots in Week 6. Give me your one-word reaction. Mine's finally. Finally, let's see what's going to happen with the rookie in the backfield. And I really wanted to break down this tweet specifically from Ian Rappaport, just talking about that Drake Maye actually has been kind of ramping up for this moment here. And Ian Rappaport did say that New England gave Drake Maye more reps in practice than normal backup, wanting to continue his development. They believe the moment is now. And then just solidifying that Drake Maye is starting this weekend. So it's not like Drake Maye hasn't done anything since training camp or preseason. They've actually really been pressuring him in practice, especially on the blitz. There are inside reporters with the Patriots talking about that Drake Maye has been going up against the Patriots blitz in practice for several weeks now, trying to get him ready, whether it was going to be Week 6, Week 10, Week 17, that he was going to start. But all of this kind of happened because Week 5 really answered every question that you had about Jacoby Brissett. And I did like Jacoby Brissett in the backfield for the Patriots for the start of the season. I did. I am not going to go back on that at all. I've always said that Jacoby Brissett is a fine quarterback. That's it. Solid. But he has proved that he can't win you ball games, and they're clearly not trying to tank right now. And I do think that Week 5 was kind of the cherry on top to just really emphasize how brutal this offense was with Jacoby Brissett in your backfield. 18 for 34 completions, 160 yards. He has yet to reach over 200 yards in a game this season. He has 696 total yards on offense when it comes to throwing in the air. He has a 52% completion percentage in Week 5. That is barely over 50% of his passes, and he was only sacked twice. So you really can't blame the offensive line for too much here because he was sacked 6 times in Week 4 against the Niners. So there has been a little bit of a downfall, and this is what Jerod Mayo had to say about Jacoby Brissett's Week 5 performance, and this is when a lot of us really started thinking, wow, he really might bench the captain, Jacoby Brissett. It wasn't good enough. It just wasn't good enough. I thought we played well enough defensively and on special teams to win the football game. As the quarterback, and he understands this, he touches the ball on every single play. And we didn't win the game or score enough points to win this game. I think he would echo that same sentiment that it just wasn't good enough. And then Brissett did say that he expected to start in Week 6 during Monday's press conference, and that's natural. That's what every quarterback is going to say. Nobody is going to say, actually, I think they might bench me Week 6, to be honest, because I kind of played like ass in Week 5. That's not coming out of a quarterback's mouth. So he did expect to start Week 6, but I have no doubt that with this change, it was discussed with Brissett and Drake Maye, obviously, before it became external to the world. I have no doubt that Jacoby Brissett is still going to be a leader for Drake Maye on the sideline. I really do. Jacoby Brissett has been a phenomenal mentor for the Patriots and Drake Maye since he has joined this ball club in the offseason. I think he's going to continue to do that. And I'm going to break down what the offensive line did for Jacoby Brissett in Week 5, because I do think that is going to set up Drake Maye for success, but you're going to get hit with a YouTube ad break. So go on ahead, stick around, and let me tell you real quick in just a moment about the offensive line and how I do think that they could possibly give Drake Maye a fighting chance. So here in this List 5 logo, the pass protection versus Miami was Nick Leverett, obviously the starting center because David Andrews is out for the rest of the season, which is a huge dagger. Nick Leverett he gave up 3 sacks. He gave up 3 quarterback hits, a hold, some false starts. There was a lot of penalties, 12 to be exact, that could have been avoided. So hopefully the offensive line cleans that up. But Demontre Jacobs, he actually started at right tackle, which allowed Mike Onwenu to move back to the right guard, which is where he does flourish. He had 2 quarterback hits on the right side and 1 quarterback hit from Jacobs. That's not terrible. And then on the left side, it actually looked even better. Mike Jordan at the left guard, Verdarian Lowe at the left tackle, 1 quarterback hit on the left side, and only 2 sacks overall. It's really showing me that this might be the best offensive line that the Patriots have seen without David Andrews in the lineup, which is why I do think the Texans would be the perfect game, because you don't want to risk any more injuries. Despite the Texans being one of the better defenses that they will play in the next couple of weeks. Obviously, the Texans' defense is ranked 5th in the NFL. That's tough. That is kind of like facing last year's Patriots defense. It's going to be hard. There is no question about that. And I thought, why not start him in Week 7? Why not start him going up against the Jaguars in London? Well, you're also getting the Texans at home in this ball game. I believe. I think they're at home. We'll have to double check that. But then the New York Jets, you have a second best defense. Then you got the first best defense with the Tennessee Titans. The whole point of this is that it's not going to get easier. It's not. And yes, it is home. Thank you, Joey, for checking that. You're going to allow Drake Maye to be in the backfield at home in New England rather than across the pond in London against the Jaguars. And I do believe that makes a difference. But also, you allow Jacoby Brissett to get out a big chunk of the season in the first 5 games. You faced the 49ers, the Jets, the Dolphins. You faced the Seahawks. You did face some pretty good defenses already. So now it has crafted Drake Maye to get rid of that hard part of the season. You still have a long way to go, but I do believe it's just going to be as much of a challenge. Doesn't matter if it's Week 6 or Week 17. So I have a question here for you guys. Are you worried about Drake Maye starting against the Houston Texans specifically? Because I'm going to talk about in the back half of the show why I personally think you should be worried about Drake Maye starting. I'm okay with the decision, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to lose sleep about possibly hurting Drake Maye going up against this top defense. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Let me tell you guys real quick about our sponsor that I love so much. I love using Game Time to get tickets to any sporting event, any concert, or any comedy show that is near me. And the beauty of it is that if you guys do want to go see Drake Maye's NFL debut, yeah, you could say it was against the Jets, but I don't count that. The first NFL start of his career, you can see it this weekend. If you guys want to go on ahead and get tickets to Texans versus Patriots, go on ahead and use the Game Time app. I promise you are not going to regret it because they're going to give you the lowest price guaranteed. They are going to give you last-minute ticket deals up to an hour after the event starts. So if you guys are having a good time in Gillette Stadium or outside of Gillette Stadium and you're like, you know what, maybe we should go in and watch Drake Maye do his thing, you're still going to get a great deal up to an hour after the event starts. And it's all in pricing. The price you see at checkout is the price you will pay. No surprise fees. Not to mention, being able to see your seat in a 3D view is just so helpful. And it takes so much stress off your plate when buying tickets. So all you guys need to do to get started is download the Game Time app. Create an account and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time. Let's talk about Game Time on Sunday, right? Drake Maye now under center. Well, he will be going up against the number 1 pressure rate defense in the NFL. The Texans know how to get to that quarterback, man. The Texans know how to blitz. The Texans know how to breathe down your neck and force you out of the pocket. And that's why a part of me is like, damn, maybe he really should be playing up against the Texans defense just because Drake Maye is more mobile than Jacoby Brissett. Have I really enjoyed Jacoby Brissett in the way that he has gotten out of sacks, the way that he has avoided pressure? Absolutely. It's been fantastic for a veteran. But we know that Drake Maye is mobile. We know that Drake Maye played with a shitty offensive line at UNC, and he learned how to scramble. Well, the pressure's going to be coming, and it's going to be tough. It is. It's going to take maybe even the first half for Drake Maye to get that quickness, that NFL quickness, because it's now going to be an adjustment. Not to mention some chat stats here for you guys that you got to still think about the offensive line and how just garbage that they have been throughout 5 weeks. New England blockers have allowed the highest quarterback pressure rate at nearly 50% and unblocked pressure rate at 13% this season. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't need those stats to know that. I didn't. I watch the games every single Sunday. I have counted with my own 2 eyes. Jacoby Brissett has 1, 2, he's sacked. That's how many seconds he has to really grasp what is coming at him. And that's why I'm a little bit nervous about a rookie doing this. Because the Texans defense, this is what they do to everybody. Look at Josh Allen. I mean, he absolutely just crapped the bed in my fantasy team because he was playing the Texans D. On Sunday, he completed 9 passes for 31 attempts. He only touched, respectfully, Jacoby Brissett passing yards, 131 yards, and his completion percentage, that should actually be interceptions, that should be touchdowns. He did have 1 touchdown, which is great. Keon Coleman, that was obviously the bright light here for Josh Allen in this ball game, but you can tell the Texans defense was not letting up on a very good quarterback, a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. It's going to be a lot on Drake Maye's plate. Not to mention, Allen was pressured on half of his dropbacks. I mean, Jacoby Brissett's been pressured on more than half of his dropbacks for the last 5 weeks. So guess what? Drake Maye will be pressured. Drake Maye is going to be sacked. This is going to be a huge test for a 23-year-old, 24-year-old to go up against this defense. And I promise you, they're not going to go into this game thinking maybe we'll take it easy on Drake Maye. That's my only reserve that I have about Drake Maye. It's not because I don't think he can do it. It's because of the external things around him that are really stressing me out about not only his physical safety, but also just his mental capabilities. He's going to get hit, and that's going to lower his confidence. When he got sacked twice in the last 4 minutes of the Jets game in Week 3, do you know what he said after the press conference? Those sacks were my fault. That was poor decision-making. No, baby, it wasn't your fault. The offensive line sucks. So I do hope that when you do start Drake Maye, and I do think this is the right choice by Jerod Mayo, it's going to be tough. And I do not know if it's going to be successful. That is something we are now going to have to watch together. But I think it's the right choice, and I do think that Drake Maye is ready for this because I just don't think you can win with Jacoby Brissett anymore. Ultimately, I just have mixed emotions about it. I'm excited for him. I think this is going to be good for the team. I think it's going to put a little bit of a morale booster behind the team, but I'm also very nervous in the sense that he can get hurt. But he signed up for that. You know, that's going to happen with football. You can't really prevent injuries that much. But I am worried about his confidence. But he's been on the sideline for 5 weeks. I think he's ready for this moment. Well, that's just how I feel about it, right? This is why we have Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I talk, you talk, and then we talk about it. Is this the right choice for Week 6? Type R for right, type W for wrong. And if you guys made it to the very end of this video, because this is a video I've been waiting to make the entire season, right? The beauty of it is that I will be live on Patriots Today by Chat Sports for this ball game. So if you really want to see a true fan's reaction to rookie Drake Maye being in the pocket for the first time in his NFL career, then come join me on our watch party this Sunday, Patriots Texans. All you have to do is subscribe.